and welcome back to my channel. As a toddler, one of the first things that we ever learn are nursery rhymes, right? Ringa Ringa Roses, London Bridges Falling Down, etc. etc. These nursery rhymes are quite popular and they are sung to children even today. Though they seem to be happy, jolly, fun songs, these nursery rhymes have some really dark origins. And by that I mean slavery, murder, human sacrifice, etc. Today we are going to take a ride to our childhood, but only with a dark past. So without wasting any time, let's get into the video. Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush on a cold and frosty morning. This nursery rhyme dates back to more than 400 years. It was actually created by the female prisoners of the Wakefield prison in the year 1840. The Victorian prison system was actually created by men and for men. No one really cared about the accommodation of women in prison. After a while, a modified version of men's prison was made for women. A mulberry tree was located in the middle of the courtyard of the prison. The prisoners exercised daily around these trees, going round and round with their children. Rockabye baby on the tree top. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. And down will come baby and cradle and all. So to analyze this meaning, you hang a baby in a cradle from a tree on a windy day. The wind blows and the cradle falls to the ground. This is the basic meaning of it. Now let's dive deep. Now there are many theories to this poem, one of the most popular ones being this. This poem was part of a nursery rhyme collection called Mother Goose's Melody, published in London by John Newbery in 1765. It is believed that the poem was written when King James II converted to Catholicism. He had a son in 1688 and many feared his heir would lead to a Catholic dynasty in England. According to many theories, it is believed that this poem was actually a death wish for the son of King James II, that he would die and be replaced by a Protestant ruler. Another theory suggests that the lyrics were inspired from a woman in Derbyshire, England named Betty Kenny. Betty lived with her husband Luke and their 8 children in a 2,000-year-old yew tree in a place called Shining Cliff Woods. According to the legend, Betty used the branch of a tree as a cradle to rock her children to sleep. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells, and pretty maids all in a row, and pretty maids all in a row. This poem is inspired by Mary, the daughter of King Henry VIII. She was also known as Bloody Mary as she was instrumental in the torture and murder of Protestants. Queen Mary was a staunch Catholic, and the garden here in this poem represents the graveyard which she filled with thousands of Protestant martyrs. The silver bells were thumbscrews, a torture instrument which was used in early modern Europe to sever fingers. While cockle shells are believed to be instruments of torture, Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife but couldn't keep her. He put her in a pumpkin shell, and there he kept her very well. Peter, pumpkin eater, had another and didn't love her. Peter learned to read and spell, and then he loved her very well. As a kid, when I read this poem, the only thing I understood was a man eating pumpkins. Well, that isn't the case. There are many interpretations for this nursery rhyme, but one of them states that Peter's wife was cheating on him with many men. He couldn't keep her from running away, so he takes matters into his own hands and murdered her. Then he placed the body of his wife in a pumpkin shell. Now the pumpkin shell wasn't big enough to fit her body, so he had to dismember her. Quite the thriller, isn't it? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Now, in all the caricature of this poem, we see that Humpty has been depicted as an egg, but never does this poem describe him as an egg. Now, there are many theories, but I would share two of them with you. One theory suggests that Humpty Dumpty was King Richard III of England, who supposedly had a hump on his back. The wall represents his kingdom and reign. He fought to preserve his power but failed. Now, the line, all the king's horses and all the king's men, is supposedly referring to his army who couldn't win the battle. Another theory is that Humpty Dumpty is actually a cannon. During the English Civil War, there was this guy called Thompson. Thompson was a one-eyed gunner. Now, he managed to get a cannon. The cannon refers to Humpty Dumpty. This cannon was placed on top of the tower of St. Mary at the Walls Church. The wall wasn't strong enough. That means Humpty Dumpty fell. The line, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again, refers to the damaged cannon which couldn't be put back together. So guys, this is it for part 1, and if you like this video, please comment down below how you liked it. And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you another time with part 2. So till then, bye bye.